Next is WTO. WTO is again, it is set up in 1995 by replacing General Agreement on Trades and Tariff. So GATT, G-A-T-T, GATT was replaced, and WTO took place of GATT, and it came under Marrakesh Agreement. I think Marrakesh is in Morocco. Okay, so under Marrakesh Agreement, WTO was formed in 1995, and it replaced GATT. It is the only global organization dealing with international trade between nations, and the headquarters is in Geneva. 164 members are there, and India is a founding member. Okay, India is a founding member. That is what is important for us. India is a founding member. It replaced GATT. That is another thing. Marrakesh Agreement, another important thing. Let's see important trade agreements of WTO. There is agreement on agriculture, which is a very famous one. We'll discuss about it in detail. Agreement on agriculture is there. Then there is intellectual property related agreement called as TRIPS. Then agreement on application of sanitary and phytosanitary measures. This question is asked by UPSC. They asked like this, sanitary and phytosanitary measures are related to which organization? That question was asked in 2015 or 16. Then there is technical barriers to trade agreement on technical barriers to trade, TBT. Agreement related to investment, that is TRIMS. Agreement related to services, that is GATS. So the most important one here would be agreement on agriculture, TRIPS, GATS, TRIMS. These are the very important ones. Let's see agreement on agriculture. So it is important because it was negotiated during the Uruguay round of GATT. GATT is the predecessor of WTO. So there was rounds of conferences happening, and Uruguay rounds is one of the part of that conference. And in that particular round only, Uruguay round only, we made this particular agreement on agriculture. So it was established with the establishment of WTO only. So WTO can be say that it is also an outcome of the Uruguay round of GATT. Okay. What the WTO is trying to do through agreement on agriculture is that they are bringing a reform in the agriculture. Okay, they are bringing fair trade in agriculture. Okay, so the agreement, it will allow government to support rural economies, but see the second sentence only allows those policies that cause less trade distortion. So you can help the farmers, you can help the poor people or the rural economy, but it should not distort the trade. If it is trade distorting, then agreement on agriculture will come into being. That is what it is saying. So we'll see how it is trade distorting. You understood this thing? It came out of Uruguay round of GATT. It is to bring more, fair trade in agriculture, and it will not allow any kind of trade distortion. It will help. It will allow helping rural economy, but not trade distortion. Trade distortion means you in a particular country you are doing so much of thing on agriculture that some other country will be disadvantaged. It's for example, Vietnam and India are producing rice. Both the countries are producing rice. Okay, India is doing so much market mechanism that India is producing cheap varieties of rice and getting more access, means it is unfair with Vietnam. Okay, so in the name of helping poor farmers, if India is doing so much in order to promote their products, that means it is doing unfair trade. So in order to stop that thing only, we have agreement on agriculture. I'm just giving you an example. Okay. Okay. Green box, amber box, and blue box are the three kinds of subsidies or agricultural help a government is giving. So we'll see the differences. Green box, let's see green box. All those subsidies that do not distort trade or cause minimal distortion comes under green box. That means if the government is doing some kind of research, or if the government is doing some kind of disease control, or we are doing something for our food security, this will not distort trade. This will only help a country to grow, or will help a country to cope up with the situation. It will not do anything to the trade. Okay, any subsidy given to the farmer directly, direct benefit transfer, directly given to the farmer, it will also not affect the international trade. Such subsidies, such things will comes under green box. Getting my point? Next is amber box. Amber box means it can actually distort some level of trade. Okay, if you are giving some support prices, MSP, some support prices, if you are giving some additional subsidy to the agricultural products, or you are giving more subsidies to the developing countries, that means the developing countries will have more advantage. Understanding it, it will distort some kind of trade here. That is amber box. Okay. Now, all the amber box subsidies which tends to limit the production, which is limiting the production, will comes under blue box. Okay. If there is a production limiting program in a country, and if that particular, because of that production limiting program, you are not able to produce more, that means it will comes under blue box. So these are the boxes that is mentioned in the agreement on agriculture. I think UPSC have asked this kind of question also. Then there is another kind of subsidy called as export subsidy. Actually, this will be dealt in the economic class also. I'm just mentioning it just because it is useful for you in the IR area. Export subsidy means all that subsidy that make export of agricultural products cheaper. So you're giving maximum subsidy that the exports becomes very cheaper. This is called as export subsidy. Okay, this is very trade distorting. Okay, trade distorting. This is like helping one country over the other. These are the types of subsidies mentioned in WTO. Now, another thing mentioned in WTO is a most favored nation. We discussed it when we discussed in India-Pakistan relationship, that most favored nation status is lost. Most favored nation is, it is given to a trade partner to ensure that you are not discriminating two countries. Okay, that means a treatment accorded to a trade partner. Trade partner can be anyone. Let's consider a trade partner, say for example, Pakistan itself. So a treatment accorded to Pakistan to ensure non-discriminatory trade between the two countries with respect to other trade partners. So if Pakistan is the most favored nation, then if Pakistan and Iran come for trade with us, we will prefer whom? We will prefer only Pakistan. That is most favored nation. Okay, it is also coming out of GATT. Rest, if anything related to economic factors are there, it will be dealt in economy only. WTO is an economy related topic.